So, someone wanted me to do a video real quick on being a virus carrier, and a very strong immune system will carry a virus if it's exposed to it, but the person is very, very strong and they will be asymptomatic. So, if you've ever been exposed to a virus and you don't even know it, the only way you'd know is if you have symptoms that would kind of be like what that virus would give off, or you would have to get tested for it. Okay. And so we have many virus carriers in our community because we're not testing everybody. So you have to assume that you've been exposed to this virus. And there are a lot of virus carriers. How you would know if you had it, now, even if you've been exposed to it and you tested negative for it, it just means that you don't have as many antibodies triggering the conditions of the test to give you a positive. Okay? So just because you test negative doesn't mean that eventually down the road you'll become positive because of your immune system. So if your immune system is not working the way it's supposed to, and your body is not releasing the excess because you've been exposed to the virus several times over, and your body is stagnated, and then the body gets exposed to the virus, antibodies get created, but it's not getting released, that's when you could test positive for whatever virus you've been exposed to or testing for. So yeah, they said that like 5 million people were leaving China, God, like way before we even knew about this virus. And so it has been circulating in our environment. And I could probably almost guess that every single person that may have passed away or triggered some cancer, disease, and chronic illness within the last few months have been exposed to the virus. And when people get heart attacks, are they going to test for the coronavirus? No, they don't have that capacity to test everybody. So it's like, you have to assume that unless you go get tested to see if you have more antibodies with a specific virus, you won't know what triggers someone's heart attack or stroke. So just assume that you're a carrier. And that's the thing, is that people, just because they're well and they're asymptomatic doesn't mean that they wouldn't expose someone that is weak to your virus. Now, would you be as communicable as if somebody was symptomatic? No, you would still be shedding, but it may be harder to contract it, but it just depends on what your association and how you interact with the people around you. And that's why they say social distancing 6 feet, because you could be asymptomatic, and if you're 6 feet away, it'd be very hard to catch it. Though they say that if you're breathing and you're talking, you will transmit that to somebody else. But that's why they say wear a mask, because your spit, like I've had people talk to me and they're freaking spraying it while they're saying it. Okay. And so I've had people spit go on my face and on my tongue, and I'm like, well, but what are you going to do? You've been exposed to whatever it is that they have. But, I have a strong immune system, so I'm not really afraid of any kind of, virus or people's germs, because my body can handle it. Okay. But yeah, it's like, yeah, John can still carry it on clothes and hair. That's the thing. So that's why they say that to stop, just because you don't have any symptoms or you already have the virus, they say don't be visiting anybody. Don't visit people. Don't receive people. That's people don't understand. It's because you don't have, you're not like in bed, dying from this virus, and you're out there still doing whatever you're doing, and you're hiding your symptoms through pills, powder, supplements, and detoxes. You're actually exposing your friends and family. And that's why people who take those herbs and anesthetization types of protocols where they don't feel anything, they're the most dangerous, because they're asymptomatic, because they've hidden their symptoms through the different herbs and drugs and painkillers. And so they're walking around as if they're immune, and they're not really immune. They're taking the hit as well as projecting it out there on other people. And so, until they get a vaccine, which is not going to be anytime soon, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But even then, it's already hitting the population. It's playing pinball with all of you guys. So that's why they say, stay the fuck home. And everyone's turning it into politicizing this, and they go, oh yeah, they're taking away your freedom, taking away your rights, taking away this, taking away that. I tell you what, Darwinism is a beautiful thing. We're headed for a reset. But yeah, we're headed for a reset, and I'm just sitting here eating my popcorn, but not really because I don't have any popcorn. Yeah, they talk about how heat dries up the lipids around the CV. Well, yeah, I mean, heat could, but see, heat is not. Here's the thing, John. Viruses need a host. Viruses need a host. So if you kill off the host, that's how you kill the virus. So when you're saying, well, heat kills the lipids, well, then you're going to kill the lipids of the host, which means you're going to destroy the host, which means that's how you destroy the virus. See, that is the conundrum and the issue with the holistic industry is they're trying to kill the virus and essentially they're killing the host. And who's the host? It's the proteins that surround the virus, and viruses need a host, which is you. So, and Gav Warmold, I'm going to kick you off my Facebook. So anyway, so yeah, when people say they want to kill the virus, they're basically trying to kill the host. You have to be able to handle the virus in your environment, and vaccines are a synthetic environment that will energize your immune system to create antibodies so you have some layer of protection, because not everybody can handle this environment as it stands. That's why you're seeing people dying. Okay, that's why you see people dying, because they can't handle the environment. So yeah, I mean, no, it's not that the salt will dry the lipids. It's just the fact that salt is a balancing force and it's able to expel the excess. It's called your immune system. Your immune system releases the excess. Okay? That's the whole point of your immune system. And so when you've been exposed to a virus and, and you're anti-vax and you have malnutrition, malabsorption, and you're not feeding your body correctly, you won't have enough of what it takes to fight off this virus. And let me tell you, just chili juice alone by itself is not enough. You have to be able to have a diverse food supply. And that's not only the fruits and vegetables, that's also meat, milk, cheese. That's also all the different animal fats and all the different animal stuff, birds, pigs, whatever. And if you're starving yourself of food, you're not going to be able to fight off this virus, because chili juice will help you give you some nutrition. Yes, it'll give you a lot of nutrition, but it's not going to give you enough to fight this environment. You have to stop discriminating against vaccines, because there are some people who have such a weak body that they cannot handle this environment alone without some kind of transition. So I'm not going to take off my Facebook, Gav, but I don't want any anti-vaxxers on here. Don't be posting any links. Don't be, playing those games. But the whole chili juice is where it energizes your immune system, so you release the excess, and to where you eventually will be asymptomatic when you earn that right, because you've healed and you sealed. But if you are very, very weak, guess what? When the body releases the excess, you will be transmittable. You will be communicable. If you're so well like me, I was still communicable the last 3 days because I was releasing excess. So anyone that was in my vicinity, anyone around me, anyone that I was talking to, hanging out with for a minute would have caught whatever it is that I had, which was basically probably the coronavirus. So no matter what, asymptomatic or not, because some people hide their symptoms, some people pretend like, oh yeah, I'm not sick, because they're taking freaking colloidal silver and suppressing their immune system. But it's still coming out in different parts of their body. So yeah, anyone that's been exposed, you will be a carrier. Just because you're asymptomatic doesn't mean that you're free and clear, because that's why they have false positives and then false negatives. You can test negative now and test positive down the road, not because you just caught it, because your body has stagnated itself to where it's not releasing the excess because your immune system and your digestive system is shot, and then you're accumulating. Then you're accumulating antibodies, and then eventually the body has to expel it, and then that's when you're communicable. No matter what, anytime you expel any waste, you are communicable. That's why they call it biohazard, because not everybody can handle your DNA data upload that you received. Now you're expressing or expelling. Okay? So yeah, that's why you can't get away from this virus. It's just going to be a slowdown of the spread so the hospitals can handle the deluge, and then we're all stuck inside. And then when the curve is flattened, they're like, oh yeah, you can come outside now. Everybody goes outside. Then you get another wave of the virus, and people go into the hospital and getting on ventilators, and they order everyone back inside again. And then they get another, and then the curve flattens again, and they let you outside again. And then another wave of people go inside the hospitals and get on ventilators, and either people die, people live, whatever. And that's how the population is going to be controlled. Not because they're doing it on purposely, it's because that's how it works. That's how Mother Nature works. Mother Nature does not discriminate. And if you don't have what it takes, good luck to you. All right, bye.